I don't know why you dragged us out to the middle of nowhere.
Come on, change is good sometimes.
I get that, but we could have been happy doing our usual theme park thing. We could be waiting for illuminations as we speak.
We can't always be at a theme park. Besides, I think I might have the next best thing. Here, try this.
I seriously doubt a cup of coffee can make me any happier about our little adventurous expedition you have us on, let alone make me forget we passed up the Magic Kingdom for this.
Would you stop talking for 2 seconds and just try it?
Whoa, this is good. Like, really good. Where'd you find this, Starbucks?
Nope, this is Expedition Roasters, the artisanal roasters of specialty pop culture inspired coffees. You happen to be drinking Enchanted Tiki Coconut.
Wait, these are theme park inspired?
Yep, honestly, it's the next best thing to actually being in the parks.
What other flavors do they have?
If you want to embrace your inner Haunted Mansion, they have some Happily Never After, which features flavors of New Orleans pralines. And if you want to do your best Dapper Dan impression, you can grab some Main Street USA Colombian. And the best part is that all of their coffees are gluten-free and allergen-free.
That's fantastic. Let me see the bag. Whoa, these bags don't look like any other coffee I've seen.
That's because each one of the bags has unique custom artwork by guest artists. It makes it a little more fun to display in the kitchen than a boring bag.
That's cool. They're almost collectible. We're gonna have to buy more when we get home.
Well, since you like this one so much, maybe when we get home we can go to expeditionroasters.com and buy some more great coffee and maybe some fun mugs and shirts, too.
This means we can have theme park magic every day of the week. This is the next best thing.
Do you feel a little better now? You're caffeinated and you have a little bit of the parks here with you.
Much better. Maybe being out in nature isn't so bad after all. But I may prefer the animatronic animals better. This coffee may be the only type of adventure I need in my life. Start your expedition today at expeditionroasters.com and use coupon code DUO15 to save 15% off any purchase of Expedition Roasters themed coffees. Brew your happy place. Expedition Roasters, an adventure in every bag.
Hi, and welcome to the Theme Park Duo podcast. Grab your park map, churro, and hop in line with us as we take you on a coast-to-coast adventure through the world of theme parks, haunts, conventions, and more. Now, here's your hosts, Nikki and Gabriel.
Hey everyone out there in the theme park world. Welcome back for another episode of the Theme Park Duo podcast. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Gabe.
And we are
the Theme Park Duo.
And we have a great episode for you today. I did not attend, but Gabe went without me. While I sat at home
wonderful.
Crying.
Oh, I mean, it was sad.
No, I was not at home crying. I was with my friend in San Diego.
Having a blast without me.
Yeah, but you were having a blast too. You were at Ghost Town Alive at Knott's Berry Farm.
Heck yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, you had a blast.
Mm-hmm. It was super fun.
Yeah.
Ghost Town Alive is always a event that I look forward to throughout the year because it's just something that I don't normally do.
Yeah.
You know, the whole role-playing thing, getting into the stories and stuff. Because if I were to do that on the normal everyday basis, I feel like people would stare at me very weirdly.
A little bit. And all of you out there who've been listening for a while, you know that it's not my cup of tea.
At all?
At all.
Like zero?
Yeah. We had to record my intro for this show like 5 times because I had so much stage fright, and it's just me and Gabe in our office.
And we have a gigantic, like, stuffed pumpkin boy that Nikki won at Knott's Scary Farm. He's in the corner, and Nikki kept saying that he was judging her with his eyes.
Yeah, his dead pumpkin eyes.
He didn't say anything, but he was saying a lot with his expression.
Yeah. Well,
he said it with his eyes, Nikki.
anyway,
He said it with his eyes.
Yeah. So anyway, it was too much pressure even in here. So
and
you
ET's
can imagine.
just avoiding eye contact. We have a stuffed ET right here. He's just avoiding eye contact.
He's ashamed.
He can't deal with the awkwardness.
Yeah, he wants to go home. Yeah, so if I can't function with just a little improv like right here in our office, you can imagine.
How are you supposed to survive in a one-on-one conversation
like
with the sheriff
playing,
of Calico?
Yeah,
where he asks you, "Hey, where you're from?" And you're like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
And then you just run away.
I would literally just look at you and be like, "Gabe, take this, please."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of situations we're at. So actually, we were in a better situation this time around because we did a spouse swap I guess.
But not in a weird way.
Not in a weird way? Not in the sexual kind.
Yeah,
That'd be
I took a train down to see my friend in San Diego, and her husband came up here to go to Knott's Berry Farm with Gabe, so it was perfect.
And he actually really enjoyed the interactions that we had.
Yeah.
And he had never been to Knott's before, so it was almost a perfect opportunity.
If he had, I think he was like a really little kid.
I think he said he was
didn't
like
remember.
3 or something like that.
Yeah, so it was all new to him. So Gabe loves that too, taking people to a theme park for more or less, the first time, fresh set of eyes, and just, watching their reactions to stuff. Gabe loves that, so.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're going to have a whole episode talking about the details of Ghost Town Alive and my thoughts on the event. I mean, Nikki's been in the past, so she'll be able to throw in her 2 cents here and there.
Oh, yeah.
As well as the couple of shows that they have, and my first adventure on Hang Time.
Woo!
Over on the boardwalk over at Knott's Berry Farm.
Which I wouldn't have been able to ride anyway.
No, you can't, because you're pregos.
Yeah.
Lap bar wouldn't have fit over your big, fat stomach.
Oh, that's just cruel.
Well, it's kind of true. I mean, the baby's in there, and the lap bar can't fit.
Well, yeah, kind of.
It's true.
Well, I could have fit, but it wouldn't have been good.
No, it would have been real bad.
Yeah, because, like, when we go on rides, like, the lap bar still fits. Like, on the slow rides in Fantasyland at Disneyland.
Oh, really now?
Yeah, they still fit.
Oh, they don't go over mine. They kind of just sit on top of my stomach.
Well, yeah, they sit on top of your stomach, and then it's like resting on top of my stomach. We're equal stomach now.
Let's get away from this topic like real fast. I don't like where this is headed. This is a terrible tangent. Really terrible.
Okay, let's go back to Knott's.
No, so we're gonna forego news today. We're foregoing news because we have a lot to talk about. But one segment that we want to do today that we haven't done in a while is Park Peeves. Please, no flash pictures. Please, no running. Keep moving down the walkway, please.
Welcome to Park Peeves.
So normally the Park Peeves segment is mainly my ideas of things that really annoy me, and then Nikki happens to slightly agree with most of them, or sometimes agrees totally.
Yeah.
This one is mainly your irritation.
You're not irritated at it at all?
Kind of a little bit. Sometimes it depends on the situation.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, share with the folks what makes you so furious.
Okay, I will.
She said it so calmly. That's how you know she's pissed.
It's I do. I tend to
You internalize.
I do. I internalize. I take it all in. So
you just
if
see
I'm
like a
quiet,
vein pop on Nikki's neck, and you know
then I'm
she's
very
mad.
Yeah. Yeah. So my park peeve is mostly Disney centric. It happens at other parks, but not to the extent that it happens at Disney parks. It's this kind of mob mentality that causes people to linger around for hours before a show or attraction. So like the parades, fireworks is the worst, Phantasmic, World of Color, you name it. There's gonna be people lingering in the best spots like 4 hours before.
It's like you walk into the park at noon and you walk by the Rivers of America, and this was before they had fast passes for Phantasmic. You see blankets already there, like at noon.
Yeah.
It's like you walk up to the people and be like, hey, what time is Phantasmic at? They're like, oh, 8:30. Why the crap are you here?
Yeah, and like you can't do that for fireworks, obviously, because there's, the modes of transportation and the parades. You can't sit down blankets or anything. But you bet as soon as that last daytime parade is over, or
people start staking
there's no
claim.
nighttime parade right now. People start lingering. And we haven't waited for the fireworks in a long time, but we wanted to see the Pixar.
We did it once.
Well, yeah,
for Pixar.
No, that's what I'm saying. Before Pixar, we hadn't waited for a long time, but it was Pixar. We were there specifically to see the fireworks, so we we were doing our thing. Fireworks, I think, were at 9:30.
Yeah, something like that. I don't remember the specific time.
Yeah, but we were there like 3 hours early.
7:30 or something ridiculous.
In front of the castle was already full to capacity.
Like we thought, we were like, oh, we're so smart. We're gonna show up 2.5 hours early because all these other people are gonna start coming in right then, and it was already packed.
They
must
have been there for hours already.
They were there for 3-4 hours before we even got there.
And I mean, that's ridiculous. I think if Disney set a standard of you are not allowed to wait until a certain time and just made it a rule that people just had to keep moving, then this whole mob mentality of, oh, I have to wait even earlier now because I want the best spot. You know, people are going to start waiting like
at the beginning of the
early
day
as they can. You know, and it's ridiculous. Like, literally, there's going to be, like, you know how there's a crowd of people after the last parade?
Yeah.
Like, people trying to leave. There's going to be a crowd of people behind the last daytime parade just to wait in front of the castle.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, it's
You're right.
insane.
You're 100% right.
It's insane. And it's, like, it drives me crazy because it makes it so hard for people like us who want to enjoy our day at the park, get the most out of our day, and still get a decent spot for fireworks that's not behind a tree. If everyone just agreed to wait to enjoy their day at the park, like, hey everyone, world, let's just not line up until 8.
I mean, it's almost going to come to the point where they're going to have to do fast passes for
those
sections of
and
Main Street.
You know what? If it means that I get a good spot and I get to enjoy my day at the park, I will take like a $60 dinner package at the Blue Bayou to get a good spot for fireworks.
Yeah, so
because we don't
honestly,
do it very often.
That's not a bad idea. It really isn't, because then that makes it so that you can't show up 3 hours, 4 hours early for fireworks. Yeah. And the only spot that you can go to on Main Street where you don't need a fast pass is at the entrance.
Yeah.
Like that first circle area by City Hall, by Mr. Lincoln, all that whole area. Yeah. But every bit that's in the center of Main Street all the way going up to the hub should be a fast pass.
Yeah.
Because the same problem happened with Fantasmic before they made it a fast pass only.
Yeah.
Like show where you have to grab your time to go see it. And I'm actually kind of happy that it's like that for World of Color.
Yeah, I don't mind at all. I don't mind the fast pass system at all.
I used to think that it was terrible.
Yeah.
I used to hate it actually. I hated the fact that you had to plan so far ahead. Okay, well, do we want to stay here all day? Are we planning on that? Like, you could have easily been more sporadic with your planning.
Well, it's plan,
but it's better now. I think it's much better.
Plan ahead or waste half your day waiting.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
It's guaranteeing you a seat.
Yeah.
Then again, I mean, there are times where you're in that section, you're stuck behind someone tall, but
still, you're in that section.
At least you're there, and you don't have to show up 4 hours ahead of time. You can show up 5 minutes before, and you still can get a seat.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
It's just harder to do in Disneyland because of the overcrowding, because the whole park really wasn't designed to hold that many people.
Yeah. I mean, Gabe, you can attest, like, for the fireworks, for the Pixar fireworks, when we were there 2.5 hours earlier, just being surrounded by that many people for so long, I started to have a panic attack.
Yeah, you were having a panic attack.
I was like...
I mean, it was like sardines. It was shoulder to shoulder or less.
I just couldn't deal. Like, I was pregnant. There was no place for me to sit down. Like, and I was like either on the hard floor surrounded by people's legs and bodies, or standing up, very uncomfortable. I ended up just like not even being able to like catch my breath. Like, I was ready to go.
You were on the verge.
Yeah, of just saying screw it, even though we had waited 2 hours already. Like, I was so like just over it, and I can't do that very often anymore. And it stinks that to enjoy the fireworks, that's really your only option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is mainly a fireworks issue then.
It is.
It isn't really a show issue, because the show issues,
well,
they're not really there.
Parade/fireworks.
Parade/fireworks. It doesn't really have to do anything with like Frozen or something, because that's a line.
Yeah,
because
it's the things that people linger for, which are parades and fireworks.
Yeah, and I remember being, at least when Paint in the Night was going on.
Yeah.
It wasn't even as bad then, like the original, when Paint in the Night had just come out.
Yeah.
Because we would sit at the front of the castle, watch Paint in the Night, and then they would move everybody into the street to watch fireworks. And it really wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
It really was not. And I don't know what changed between then and now.
Well, they don't have a nighttime parade anymore.
Oh, well, yeah, you're right.
So people linger after the last daytime parade. Like around, I would say like 6 o'clock, people start lingering. Probably earlier for directly in front of the castle. I'd say that's closer to 5.
I think you're 100% right, actually. Yeah. I think people who probably sit there for that parade probably just don't leave.
And that's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. What are you spending your money on?
I mean, I give them props for sitting there and wasting their time all day, because they could have been on rides.
True.
They're making lines shorter.
Yeah, the lines are still long.
But they're still making them shorter.
True.
They're not in lines.
True.
They're not in the line to get a cookie. They're not in line to get a popcorn. They make it a little bit easier on me somewhere else.
I guess so.
Like, being in that big crowd doesn't really bother me that much.
Well, that's why I just bury myself into you.
Yeah, I mean, it works.
Literally, I just hug you and, like, bury my head in your chest and just try to forget where I am.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know what it is, but that situation doesn't put me on edge at all. Like, I think about, like, the reality of the situation for sure and, like, what could possibly happen, but I don't put myself in this mental space where I start to freak out.
Yeah.
You know, I just am fine with it. I'm just like, okay, this is the situation I'm in.
Yeah.
Until something bad happens, I'll deal with it.
I think it's more also, like, you're part extrovert, and I'm mostly...
Oh, you're very introvert.
Introvert, so I don't think that helps.
No, I mean, like, and I started chatting with people around us.
Yeah, no, and I did too
like
at first, you know, and, I mean, that helps. But at a certain point, people just stick to their own group, and, you know, it's still very claustrophobic, even if you're around, you know, pleasant people.
And, I mean, I would love to say, like, point out that we were on the show... I don't know how many shows ago it was, but we did mention a woman on our trip to Disneyland when we were seeing fireworks that was helping us.
It was the same trip. It was the same day that the guy bought us the pretzel.
Yeah,
or the churro.
Yeah, Kane.
Yeah.
He bought us. There was a lady who was trying to help us get like a better seat for the fireworks because she knew Nikki wasn't having a great time. She was pregnant. She was struggling. So she was being very helpful that day. So I do want to say that at least we're in a situation where we have so many people like showing up early and causing this issue. There is still this minority of people who are amazing human beings.
While we were
and they're probably pass holders. So we're not calling all pass holders
of course not.
The problem. There are also people who are amazing people who do really nice things.
Like that trip when we were stuck in that crowd for, 2 hours, we saw very nice people, trying to help, but then we also saw people like yelling at people for not getting out of their way because they had to use the bathroom, and we saw both sides of it, and it's, that's just what you're going to get in a crowd. And of course, I know I'm being very like negative about this, but I'm not saying that everyone in the crowd is an awful human being. Everyone just wants the best experience they could possibly get, but unfortunately that leads to this just excessive paranoia about having to wait. And it's like, if everyone just agreed to just enjoy their day and not do this crazy thing until 8 o'clock.
This is one of the main reasons why, for me, Knott's Berry Farm is now my favorite theme park.
It's becoming a more pleasant day.
Knott's is more relaxed, it's more calm, less stressful. There's awesome rides, there's awesome characters. You don't need to worry about showing up 10 hours early to see Calico Mountain Jamboree. You can just show up 30 minutes before and you'll have a fantastic seat. It's less people, and that's why for me right now Knott's is higher. Like, for a long time my entire life they were like neck and neck. Disneyland has a lot of memories for me attached to it. Has a lot of memories. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots.
Yeah. And it'll always hold a place in our heart.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I proposed to you. We announced we had a baby there. Like, a whole bunch of stuff. There's a lot of memories. But Knott's Berry Farm, because of the nature of the way the park is the reason why it nudged itself above Disneyland.
Yeah.
And there's still just as many memories there, if not more, than Disneyland for me as well.
Yeah.
Both being the Southern California theme parks that we went to growing up. So, Knott's for me is the place to go now. I think Knott's is outstanding. I think, and like I couldn't talk more good about Knott's to anybody else who's never been, or even to people who haven't been in a long time. It's like, go again. It's amazing. I love it now.
Yeah.
Especially with events like Ghost Town Alive and every other event that they're having throughout the year now.
Yeah.
It's an all-day park, and there's a lot to do all the time. They've
just really stepped up their game in the last, 2 or 3 years, and they've made it so no matter what season it is, they have something extra to offer their guests.
Yeah.
Whether it's like a craft fair or, spooky farm or, anything really. So there's always something to do. Oh,
no, you're totally right. And let's waste no more time and jump into our trip report of Ghost Town Alive at Knott's Berry Farm. So jumping into Ghost Town Alive, I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. Like, There is so much to get done at Ghost Town Alive, it's ridiculous. The moment that you walk in, when the park opens, Main Street's blocked off. And these characters start to come out and they're talking about Founders Day. There's this big banner in the middle of the street. Founders Day. They're celebrating Founders Day of Calico. And once they drop the rope, that's when the whole story begins. Ghost Town Alive is a story. It's a living, breathing story.
Yeah.
Of all these characters of Calico coming out, and there's puzzles and mysteries and character development. It's ridiculous.
And the storylines are different than they were last year, right? It's like ever evolving.
Yeah, like every year the story is completely different.
Yeah.
And, well, not completely different. It's like a continuation.
Yeah.
It's
same characters.
Same characters. The years are connected by the characters. And they do reference years past as well.
Uh-huh.
But every year's different, which is super cool.
Mm-hmm. So why don't you tell me a little bit about the puzzles that they had this year?
So, at least the things that we kind of experienced was some puzzles that we saw that kind of originated from the bank. So we decided to go into the bank, and there's these giant emblems that look like a green M and B in a circle.
Okay.
And those are kind of like the logo of the bank, and they're all over Calico. They're on different things, and they all are kind of relating to the same thing. So we actually found... we needed to find the combo for the safe in the bank, but the guy didn't remember it, so we had to go look somewhere else to find that logo, which is that was on different colors to associate to books that the books had numbers on, and then those numbers were the thing. It was just there was
very
a lot
intricate.
Yeah, and then there was another thing where there was a piece of paper that he had us go look for clues.
Yeah.
And there were certain numbers that it was referencing, and we had to write down the numbers, and those ended up being numbers for a safe, and things like that.
Yeah.
So
I remember that our friend Kevin, who went with you, he said that, or maybe it was you that said it, I don't remember, but one of you said that you guys made it a lot more complicated than it really was. You thought too hard about it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That was actually a different puzzle completely.
Oh really?
Yeah. Okay. So I actually got them mixed up. So the puzzle that I'm talking about is the piece of paper where it's referencing different things around Calico that you have to go to, and it's the second number in whatever it's referencing.
Uh-huh.
And one thing about this that I really liked, this particular puzzle, is that it actually made you go through the museum. And I feel like the museum in Calico is something that a lot of people kind of overlook.
Oh yeah.
You walk right by it. There's not like a huge sign on it or anything.
I forget it's there all the time.
Yeah, and like people are more focused on like Hang Time or Supreme Scream or Log Ride, Mine Ride. Those are all like right within an eye shot.
Yeah.
So it's very distracting. And the fact that because of this game, it's making you go in there and kind of see something that you wouldn't normally have seen and give a little love to something that isn't normally seen is really cool to me.
Yeah.
So we were in there running around to get the numbers for the safe that's in the bank because they forgot the number for the safe.
Okay.
We opened up the safe. We got to see the big nugget of gold that they had there.
Okay.
And then the other one that I was referencing was there was books that were specific colored books, and underneath the books you could see like little colored or little knobs with the numbers on them, like little dials.
Okay.
And he's like, I don't know what these are for. I have no idea. Do you want to figure out what these are for? And clearly, like, the numbers of the book's spines were the code for the numbers.
Yeah.
But they were out of order. So we had to figure out the order, which means that the specific colors we had to find somewhere else.
Okay.
So over in the toy store window, there was these blocks. On the blocks was the MB logo that I mentioned before.
Okay.
And we had to memorize the color combination and put the books in that order and then put the numbers in there, and then underneath was another like clue to something else.
Okay.
So a lot of these puzzles are find the answer, found the answer, oh, here's another clue to something else, and it just on and on and on and on and on and on and on.
Keep you entertained for hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's the amount of things there are to do in Ghost Town throughout the day, throughout that story, can fill the entire day.
Yeah.
You could stay in Calico, not go on any single ride, and be entertained all day long.
That's brilliant. And I'm sure some kids do that.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
people I've seen like multiple times, like people who have been there multiple times just to continue the story of things that they haven't been able to catch up on.
Yeah.
And I think all of that is a huge testament also to the actors that are in Ghost Town.
Oh, yeah.
Their improvisational skills are off the charts if they're able to continue all day with this game with all these guests coming throughout the day. Also, you never know what a stupid kid is going to say coming up to you.
You never know what they're going to say, and you just have to roll with it.
Exactly, and the fact that they're able to roll with it is rather impressive to me.
Yeah.
So, I really liked all of that, and the one that we were getting really confused about was in the mail room. There was a box with these weird lines all over it, and the guy had briefly mentioned that they came and marked that up and his clipboard. I didn't hear him mention the clipboard at all. So I just saw the lines on the box, and I was like, I have no clue what this is. So we left and we went on some rides, and the guy was with Kevin. He pointed out that the windows on Jaguar look like the same design that was on the box. So he thought that maybe there was some Aztec language that we had to decode to figure out what the message was. And there would be like 3 hours of us not talking about it, and he'd be like, so I've been thinking about this thing.
That just shows how it brings you in, though.
Oh, no, it totally does. So it ended up being super simple. Like the actual clipboard was the decoder, and you put it on top, and it shows you the numbers.
Yeah.
It was super simple.
Yeah.
And we were really dumb.
Well, no, it's just you guys think more intricately, but yeah, like when you're there, you have to think, okay, this is aimed partially for kids also, so kids have to be able to figure it out too.
Yes, exactly.
So you have to think it's probably not as difficult as I'm making it.
Exactly. And what you were saying, like, it completely sucks you in. Oh, it completely sucks you in. And not even just the puzzles, just like the interaction with the characters, because throughout the morning, people are like, Happy Founders Day. You go into the hoedown later, Happy Founders Day, and all that kind of stuff. Like, later, like within like 15 minutes, the moment we like meet a character, we're like, hey, Happy Founders Day.
Yeah.
And then we go into our questions, like we have to ask them for what we're doing.
Yeah.
It just becomes part of the lingo of the day is, hey, Happy Founders Day. You're gonna go to the hoedown. I'll see you at the hoedown.
Yeah.
It just becomes part of it.
Yeah, and you mentioned that earlier, like briefly, just like the interaction that you have with the characters and that the characters have with each other and with the guests, how it's just it blew you away. It's like phenomenal.
Oh no, yeah, and it really does. I mean, some of my favorite parts of it are not actually the interaction that I'm having with them as much as it is seeing the interaction between kids and those characters, as well as, characters just in passing interacting with each other.
Yeah.
And parts of the story kind of happening and unfolding in front of you and changing.
Yeah.
Because you could be walking up Ghost Town towards Log Ride, and these characters are yelling and screaming at each other, and kids are following to figure out what that story is.
There are show moments
like
too, right?
Oh yeah, there are definitely like quote show moments.
Yeah. Well, things that happen
Like
that scheduled.
Yeah, like they're at the town hall meeting, and they're like, we're gonna have a vote. Be here at 4:15. We're gonna have a vote to see who becomes mayor of Calico and stuff like that. There's moments like those.
Yeah.
But just like characters walking by and getting in fights or shooting off guns and things like that, just being able to see the progression of that story is super fun.
Yeah.
And leaving and coming back is also super fun.
Because you have to get caught up.
Yeah, because when you actually leave, the story's in this particular moment. When you come back 2 hours later, the story's completely kept going while you were gone, so you have to catch up.
So this guy might have gotten arrested. This guy's not the mayor anymore.
Like, why is he in jail?
Yeah.
Why is this happening? Why are we voting? Because we just came upon the vote. Like, we didn't know that the vote was happening, so we put in our ballots without knowing what we were voting for.
You were not well-prepared citizens of Calico.
No, but I was doing my civic duty.
Yes.
So I think that's super fun that, you could come back into the story at any point, but it's never stopped.
Yeah.
There's this progression, and you have to figure out where you left off and how that progression has happened if you want to continue on.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you said it all ended in a jamboree?
No, well, the jamboree is the show. The hoedown is where...
that's what I meant, the hoedown.
The hoedown is mainly the end of the story for the day.
Yeah.
So throughout the day, you hear characters saying, hey, you going to the hoedown? You going to the hoedown? Because that's where the story ends for that whole day. Every day at Knott's during Ghost Town Alive, that's how the story ends for that day. And they reveal a big twist secret ending to the story, which I'm not going to ruin for you. Like, if you go there, you'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And if you've been, you know what I'm talking about. But after that happens, it's literally a hoedown where everyone's just dancing. All the characters are running around, dancing with the kids, dancing with adults. They do, like, the line dance. They do all this stuff. And what I think is probably the most wonderful thing that I've seen is that kids and adults alike are having so much fun doing it.
Yeah.
And it isn't like Disney, it isn't like Disneyland where you're going to meet like Mickey Mouse and the parents just standing back enjoying watching their kid take a picture of Mickey Mouse. It isn't like they're interacting with Mickey, having a good time with it. They're it's more of a passive thing.
Yeah.
The adults and the kids are interacting with these characters and having a good time together doing the exact same thing.
In a lot of ways, it's more memorable. It's building stronger memories for kids to have with their parents.
Probably the most fun moment of the day wasn't a roller coaster. It wasn't a show. It was the 30 minutes we took aside to play cards with the Sheriff of Calico.
Yeah.
That is something that kids are going to remember.
Yeah.
They're not going to say, hey, do you remember the 45 minutes we waited in line to go on Ghost Rider? No, they're going to say, hey, do you remember that time I won the money from the sheriff and he had to give me a badge?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I thought that's super fun.
Yeah.
I had a blast. I'm 28.
Yeah.
I had a good time playing cards with the sheriff.
Oh my gosh. If they had Ghost Town Alive when you were a kid,
Oh, I would have been all about that.
you would have been there every day. Oh my gosh.
So
I can just imagine the type of kid you would be there.
Exactly. And I had a lot of fun, and I like that, Ghost Town Alive allows for people of all ages to interact and have fun and enjoy the story as much as everyone else does.
Yeah.
I really, really like that. I think it lends itself to that. It even brings a lot of kids out of their shells, too, who are kind of don't really talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Not me.
Not you.
But other kids.
Not you at all. I just really like all of those aspects of the show, and the fact that it's ever changing and there's so much to do really makes this a value to your day at Knott's that a lot of other places don't have. Because think about it.
It's really special. It's a unique thing that Knott's has.
It's extremely unique and special.
Yeah.
So I can't talk more good about the event because it's like I want to go back.
Yeah.
Like I want to go back and I want to do the other stories and I want to do the other puzzles that I didn't get to do.
Well, I want to go back. I want to go and at least experience it, even just watching it passively or watching you do it. Getting involved a little bit, but not taking the reins, so to say. Because that's.
So you're just gonna hide behind me as I do my dirty work.
Yes, I want to go with you and hide behind you.
You're lame.
No, I'm not. That's mean. No, but I do want to go and I want to see all the characters, and I do enjoy the event. It's fun, it's pleasant, it's a good day. So I do want to go and experience it. So we got to go again.
No, we'll definitely go.
Yeah.
We'll definitely go. But yeah, no, Ghost Town Alive is fantastic, and the fact that it kind of leads. The culmination is the hoedown, and of the hoedown. Everyone's talking about the hoedown. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty good with Ghost Town Alive. Let's talk about some of the new shows that they have.
Yeah, they always. Knott's has been having pretty awesome shows.
Yeah.
Over the past 5-6 years. Mm-hmm. They've been putting a lot of hard work into their entertainment, and it shows.
It really shows. So one of the first shows you saw was Beach Blanket Beagle.
So I'm not gonna lie. I thought this was going to be super lame because, sometimes when you read a title of a name, you're like, okay, I see where this is going, and it completely blew me away in more ways than one. This is probably, in all honesty, one of the best shows they've done with Snoopy in the Charles M. Schultz Theater.
What? Better than the ice shows?
I think it's better than the ice shows sometimes.
Oh.
I think
the ice shows
at points I think it was better than the ice shows.
The ice shows are fun, but they kind of they do more or less the same
routine
thing
every time.
Yeah, so this was fresh. It was something new.
Yeah, and I think what served it well was the fact that the overall theme was this beach theme, and the music was very much like Beach Boys and that style of music, which is timeless at this point.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't date itself. And it's not like they're using like a Kelly Clarkson version of whatever it is.
Yeah.
No, these are like these particular songs, which I really dig because I love tikis. I love surfer vibes. I think it's so much fun. And it fits well where it is because it's almost like right out there on Boardwalk.
Yeah, it's right at the end of Boardwalk. And it sounds like a really fun, cute theme.
And it is. Anything with Snoopy, you're going to love.
Yeah.
The set design was fantastic, so kudos to the guys who designed it. I don't know which one of them designed it, but love the set. Huge, giant tikis on either side of the stage.
Oh, that's your thing.
Oh, yeah. And the actual stage moved. So the stage starts up at the front, and everyone's running out over it. But at certain parts of the show, the stage actually floats backwards, revealing water, which they interact with. And at the beginning of the show, before it actually started, like, guys, everyone in the first 3 rows, that is the splash zone. Everyone's like, splash zone? What's going to happen? Like Shamu or some crap? Wrong part. No, it's the girls, like, they're going to kick the water and it's going to kind of spray at you guys. Okay. So the girls were, like, actually kicking the water up, but it didn't, like, get you, like, soaked.
Yeah.
It got you a little wet.
Is it like at the end of Elvira, where... Was it Elvira where the water came down?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I would actually put it along those lines because at that point the people were in the water.
Yeah.
And they were like flinging their hair around and stuff.
Yeah,
that's about how wet you got.
Okay, cool.
That's about how wet you got. Because at that point the water in this show was back behind that.
Okay.
So they had to kick pretty hard to get the water out.
Yeah.
Past the stage.
Yeah.
Which they did do the water curtain again, but during the fire dancer.
Okay, cool. Oh, yeah, and Fire Dancer is one of your favorite parts.
It was awesome. It was totally unexpected. It kind of came out of nowhere, story-wise, but I appreciated it. I thought it was really, really cool.
Hey, if you have a Fire Dancer, you fit him in wherever you can. It's a Fire Dancer.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Just be careful. You might get burnt.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's what they have the waterfall for.
Just in case he catches on fire.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Who knows?
No, so there was a fire dancer, a lot of cute Snoopy moments, lots of good song and dance moments. The all the dancers and singers, all fantastic. There was one guy who has a great voice who had kind of like a solo moment, things like that. I really appreciated all the hard work that went into this show,
that's
and
fun.
I appreciated it a lot more than I thought I was going to. It's super cute, guys. If you're at Knott's, go check out Beach Blanket Beagle. It's super cute.
Cool.
Super cute.
I definitely want to check that out too.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next show is the Calico Mountain Jamboree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is the one that's at the outdoor stage, right?
Yeah, so I honestly don't remember the name of the stage.
I don't either.
Whoops.
Uh-oh, it's right by the mine ride.
Yes, actually, I could tell you because I have a what's it called? I have a summary.
Cool.
I have a summary.
Read
It's
the
actually
summary.
the Calico Mine Stage. That's what it's called.
Oh.
Totally forgot.
I basically said it.
Yeah. At the Calico Mine Stage, Knott's is presenting another new show called Calico Mountains Jamboree. Calico's Mountain Jamboree. It's a stunt-filled spectacular featuring the rivalry between the Timber Mountain Longers and the Calico Miners, set to an upbeat soundtrack and comedy galore. Which, by the way, I didn't read the summary for Beach Blanket Beagle.
It's okay. You basically said it. I mean, if you want to go back and
I'll say it real quick.
Okay.
Debuting this summer in the Charles M. Schultz Theater, Beach Blanket Beagle is a musical dance party set to the classic Beachcomber tunes of the 60s and 70s and stars the coolest beagle around, Snoopy. So that was pretty much everything I said.
Oh, yeah, it was everything you said.
It's just slightly more detailed. So yeah, Calico's Mountain Jamboree. It's kind of a mouthful.
A little bit.
More than the alliteration of Beach Blanket Beagle. I like the alliteration more.
Yeah.
So the soundtrack that they're actually referencing is an all-country soundtrack.
Oh, that's your favorite.
Yeah, it's totally my favorite. It's my favorite, yeah. Which completely gets lost on me because, as you can tell, I completely love country music and the Garth Brookses and stuff.
Yeah, everyone has their own taste. Ours just doesn't happen to be country, but that's fine.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Already lost on me because of the music. I'm not that interested in country.
It's not going to suck you in like another show would. And that's fine.
It's normal
Yeah.
for that kind of stuff to happen. Like, you have your preference in music and that kind of stuff. So, the stunts were cool. There was a lot of, like, trampolines, you know, people falling off a high fall and bouncing up and running back up the wall. Things like that.
Very acrobatic.
Yeah, and there was these ramps where they were jumping at the trampoline, but they would trampoline themselves back to the other one and just kind of going back and forth. A tightrope walker who was acting like he was drunk.
Oh, that's funny.
There was dancers and stuff like that. Or there was a person who would go up on the rope and do like crazy things and swing around and stuff. The typical stuff that you would see. We've seen this plenty of times. And that's one thing that I have to say about the show is that this is something that we've seen so many times before.
Just
and
in
it's
a different
it's
theme.
repackaged.
Yeah.
It's repackaged. That doesn't take away from the like the jaw-dropping moments that it has, for sure. It's just, I've seen it before. This is something I've seen before. So it's not like a necessity for me to go see it. But if you're somebody who really loves country music, who likes to see like these high-flying acts, then it's the show for you.
And it's an entertaining show if you have some time to kill.
Also, if you want to sit down for like 20 minutes, this could be a good place to go. You just have to show up a little early.
Yeah, but you got to get there a little early. But do not show up hours early.
Yeah.
Or Nikki will come screaming.
Nikki smash.
Nikki smash.
Angry. Nikki smash.
Yeah.
She'll drive down there just to smash you. No, that is not a good thing to say. I take that back.
Strike that.
Strike that from the record, which I can't because this is a recording and I'm not going to delete it because it was funny.
Okay. That's fine.
Nikki will drive down there just to get mad at you. How about that? Is that better?
Why don't you show up in a decent amount of time before the show to get a seat?
I'd say about 20 to 30 is fine.
Yeah, 30.
30 minutes is a reasonable amount of time.
There's seats, but there's not like a crazy amount of seats.
Yeah, there's not that many.
Yeah.
And the seats are kind of small and stuff like that, so.
Yeah.
But, and then there's standing room behind all those seats, which those are perfectly great seats. Like, seats, standing area. Like, you get a good view. But if you need to sit down to show up a little bit earlier, you should be fine.
I just bought a little
good time
chair.
to relax.
I should bring my chair.
You should.
Yeah, I just bought a little chair at Big Five Sporting Goods.
Nikki's
it was only
super
$12.
jazzed about this if you can't tell.
I'm super psyched about
She's
my
jazzed
little
about
chair.
a chair.
It's like a little tripod chair with a back, and it's really lightweight, and I'm going to bring it everywhere because I'm pregnant.
Nerd.
No, I'm pregnant.
Oh. Nerd.
My feet hurt. My feet hurt. I'm carrying like a bowling ball.
That's true.
Around my midsection.
No, it's a cantaloupe.
It's, yeah.
Cantaloupe.
Yeah.
Is it cantaloupe or cantaloupe?
Cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe?
Let's call it a soccer ball and move on
soccer
with our
ball.
lives.
Moving on.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Go to Big Five. I like my little chair.
Moving on.
Okay.
The show is entertaining.
Yes, it is.
The show is entertaining. It has a lot of really fun aspects. It just wasn't my cup of tea. It just really wasn't. And then they ended on like the whole show is country songs, and then the last epic song is from The Greatest Showman, which isn't country.
Yeah.
So I was a little confused.
I think it's a hit right now, and they wanted to add it in.
And it has like emotional undertone to it, and you know, kind of hit those vibes for people. So I think that's probably why. Why were you making that face? Nikki was just like all of a sudden just making this really weird face at me. Do you not like The Greatest Showman?
No, I just found a piece of spinach from dinner on my lip.
Yeah, definitely didn't notice that.
You can delete that.
That's delicious.
You can delete that.
Nope.
From the episode.
If I said that you were gonna go over there to smash people, the fact that you found spinach on your lip in the middle of our conversation is staying in as well.
It really grossed me out.
Yeah, you should let the people know that you're gonna go smash that you have spinach on your lip too. Just FYI, you should probably be careful with that.
Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing for me.
It's fine.
This is an
You're
embarrassing
okay.
episode.
It is slightly embarrassing, isn't it?
It's okay.
You can move on, Nikki.
Let's move on.
The closer we get to the end, the better for you.
You wrote hang time, and that's fun. I'm good at awkward segues.
Yeah, good job, Nikki. Awkward segue. Yes, I finally got the ride hang time because I didn't get to go to the media event because I had work stuff.
Yes.
Which
Adults.
I had to do.
Adults, we have to do it.
I had to adult.
Yeah.
I had to adult that day.
It's okay, we can't all play at theme parks all day long.
No, I wish I did.
Yeah.
But I finally got to go on hang time, which was freaking amazing. And the summary for hang time, if nobody knows what hang time is yet, we've talked about it plenty of times, so I don't know why you don't know. But hang time, the first and only dive coaster in California, is now open at Knott's Berry Farm with the steepest drop in the state. The surfing-themed roller coaster sends guests up 150 feet vertical lift hill before coming to a halt once at the highest peak reached, leaving riders suspended at the crest for several seconds at a 60-degree angle, giving the illusion of disappearing track. Then the train suddenly descends into a beyond vertical drop through 2,189 feet of steel track and 5 gravity-defying inversions. So this is a pretty intense roller coaster, and I could definitely tell you that going like the only part of this ride that actually made me scared for a moment was the part where it hangs you up at the top.
The drop at the beginning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not the drop so much as the sitting up there.
Before.
Yeah, it's the same concept as Supreme Scream. It's like you're sitting up there for so long. It's like when.
Yeah.
And then you finally drop. But the scary part about it is that the seats are kind of up high, at least for a short in quotation marks, person for me.
Yeah,
my feet can't touch the ground.
Yeah.
And so I'm completely leaning on the restraints.
Yeah.
And my feet are dangling. And then you're just waiting for that thing to go over the hump and down underneath, down that drop. And once you do, you're getting thrown out of your seat so hard. And once you're finally down that drop, you're going into the first inversion and you're getting thrown back into your seat. And there's one pretty good loop where you're actually falling out of your seat because you barely have enough momentum to get through it.
Oh, fun.
And I can't talk more about it. Like, it's so good, and it's such a nice fit for Boardwalk too.
Yeah,
because it fits the aesthetic of Boardwalk. It's gorgeous. I only have one huge issue with it. The fact that it makes everything else on Boardwalk look like crap.
Oh yeah, they need to give some love to paint and, like you're probably going to mention in a minute, lighting to their other rides to match.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The lighting package on Hang Time is probably one of the biggest parts of it.
At night, yeah.
At night, this thing looks gorgeous. Make sure you go check it out at night. Like, if you ride it during the day, ride it at night. It's like, other than like what you're actually feeling, it's two completely separate rides. Like, it's awesome to be able to ride this at night and see the colors on the tracks all around you and kind of get disoriented. It's really fun. But the fact that this is all nicely painted and really well lit makes everything else pale in comparison. So you have, Accelerator that's completely in pitch black almost.
Yeah.
Then you have Surf Rider, which could easily have amazing lighting, or at least underlit to a certain extent. It has no lighting. Coast Rider, sorry. Yeah. Surf Rider, Coast Rider. Coast Rider, it could easily have a nice lighting package.
Coast Rider, Ghost Rider, you see what they did there?
Yes, I definitely saw that. Thank you for that.
Sorry.
I appreciate it.
Okay, you can keep going.
Anyway.
Okay.
No, so I just wish that now that we have something that's as pretty as this, that eventually kind of goes out and makes its way to the other rides, so that Boardwalk feels alive at night.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a lot of things going on, the lights and the sounds and everything.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see happen. Because you did have the lights. I'm pretty sure, like on the Scrambler, you have some lights that are pretty cool.
Yeah.
But other than that, there really isn't much else. You have like the games and things like that, but the rides need them.
Yeah. No, I think it would make a big difference into just boosting the overall atmosphere of the area.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it would change it completely, actually.
And I can't wait to ride Hang Time when I'm finally able.
I will do whatever it takes to get you on that ride.
Watch the baby. I
will watch the baby and get you on that ride. Whatever it takes.
Okay.
So, I think Hang Time is a perfect fit for Knott's Berry Farm. To me, personally, I think it's the second best ride in the park.
And the first is?
Ghost Rider.
Cool.
For me, I'm not a huge fan of like huge launches. Like Accelerator.
We all know that. I love Accelerator.
It's your favorite.
It's pretty much my favorite. I also love Supreme Scream from time to time.
Supreme Scream's pretty dang fun.
I like Ghost Rider now that, like, since the track has been redone. You couldn't drag me on Kicking and Screaming before.
Because you felt like your head was going to pop off.
I thought I was going to die.
Not in a good way, folks.
No, I literally thought I was gonna die. Like my head felt like it was gonna explode. Like my brain, like shaken baby syndrome for an adult. Like I thought my brain was like hitting my skull in inappropriate ways. I'm sure. No, like honestly, I thought I literally thought something was going wrong in my head. Like it hurts so bad.
That doesn't sound good.
I know. That's why I would.
Well, thank God they redid the ride.
Well, that's why I refused to get back on with you. Like before they redid it. But like since they redid it, I love it, you know, and it's definitely one of my favorites at the park. But I just have lots of favorites.
Yeah, Hang Time's definitely under Ghost Rider for me.
But I think I need to go on Hang Time and see where it ranks. I'm sure it'll be high up.
It's so quick. Like there's so much happening all at once. It's just you don't have a chance to breathe until the ride's over. Yeah. There really is no moment to breathe until the ride's over.
Yeah, and it's like you're staring at it, and it's like there's so much going on. Even just looking at it, it's like overwhelming, and it does happen really fast, huh?
So when I went on this twice, I went it in the morning with Kevin, and then in the evening we went on it with Johanna and Rick from TPA and Midsummer Scream and their whole team. They were there, so we went on it with them. And I was sitting right next to Rick, and both he and I were talking about how like those restraints make us muffin top all the time. And when we were going through the ride, there is one moment in the ride that I think is actually it's like the most fun. There's just like this small little dip that you think is like completely like innocent. No, that little dip is throwing you the crap out of your seat. Like it's throwing you hard. And when both me and Rick were on that ride, we hit that dip. Both of us screamed at the same time, "Muffin top! Muffin top!" Because we both muffin topped at the same time, and we were just screaming it. It was hysterical. But that little moment, that little bunny hill thing that it does, and it throws you out of your seat unbelievably hard, is my favorite part of that ride.
I love bunny hills.
It was the most unsuspecting part of the attraction. I think that's what it was.
No, I love bunny hills. I love the feeling they give you. It's like honestly, any coaster I'm on, I love them. Even California Screamin' / Incredicoaster.
Yeah. The little bunny hills at the end.
I love their bunny hills. Yeah, I love them.
Those are super fun. Those aren't as intense.
No, but I appreciate a bunny hill.
Is it because the name Bunny is in it?
It's
partially.
It's a cute name.
It's partially because the name Bunny is the word Bunny is in it.
It doesn't hurt.
Hey, you got more spinach on your lip.
No, I don't.
No, you don't.
I know I didn't.
Anyway, so to kind of wrap all this up in a cute little package, cute little ghost town package.
Handed to you by a bunny?
That's in the hands of the sheriff of Ghost Town.
Sure.
Who just let somebody out from jail to wrap up the story of Ghost Town Alive.
Okay.
That is convoluted. Anyway, I think that Ghost Town Alive is continuing to be a unbelievable value to the park. And it's bringing a value to the park that I don't think I see at any other Southern California theme park.
Yeah.
It is bringing a level of entertainment and a level of fun that no other theme park has.
Yeah.
And that's not just me sitting here just tooting the horn here. I'm being serious. Because can you think of any other theme park in Southern California that's doing what they're doing, where you could spend your entire time not going into a show, or not like a show being like a theater, or going on a ride, and still having fun?
Yeah. Disney tried it for a hot second.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? I actually think I'm pretty sure it was the same guy.
Oh,
Ken Parks.
maybe.
Ken Parks went from Disney. He went to Knott, and he did the thing much better.
You know what? Probably he was probably given more freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean the thing at Disney we really liked, it was like this thing where you had to go and get plots of land, and you got deeds for areas of Frontierland, and like it was a lot of fun, but it was very crowded because it was all in the Frontierland area, you know, where a whole bunch of other things were going on too. And I feel like it just exploded at Knott's. You know, he took that one small idea and just blew it into this huge, all-encompassing world and experience that you get to have, and it's wonderful.
Yeah, and I can't think of another Southern California theme park that has something like that.
Yeah.
And the value that comes with that ticket price, because if you're thinking about like a Disney ticket price and what comes with that, the Universal ticket price, what comes with that, Knott's is lower than all of those.
Yeah.
Closest is Six Flags. And you're getting rides, you're getting shows, and this full-on production, live production that you can interact with and be there all day and deal with and not have to do anything else.
It is literally an award-winning experience.
It's award-winning. It won a FIA. It won a FIA. So this is something that is incredible. So if you haven't been to Knott's, go to Knott's, visit during Ghost Town Alive. You will not be disappointed. Go get a mustache drawn on you in the barbershop. Go play cards with the sheriff in his office. Go visit Goldie in Goldie's. You'll know what that is once you go visit. Go see the horses in the livery stable. Go see them.
Yeah.
You know, those are in there too. Even Brutus the donkey is in there too. You know, sometimes they walk around with Brutus the donkey and just kind of roam. You sit down and eat a corn on the cob and listen to the Fireman Trio band that plays right there next to the barn.
They're great too.
Go to the bank, open up a bank account, and talk to the bankers. Figure out why they lost their bank account, like their bank combo.
Yeah, their safe combo.
Talk to the people who are robbing the banks. Why do they want to rob the bank? Maybe you could help them rob the bank. All this stuff. Go there and have fun.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna go and do this, drop your guard. Have fun. Get involved. Get enveloped in the story. Because if you don't and you go there, you're kind of just like, oh, well, this is a story. You're not going to have fun.
Yeah.
You're not going to have fun whatsoever. Cause
don't
you're just
be like
Nikki. Don't be a Nikki. Just feels like a commercial. Don't be a Nikki. Be a Gabe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just have fun with it. Don't worry about looking silly or anything. Because everyone else is looking ridiculous just like you are, talking about how the Cowboys are going to rob the bank at 3:30.
Yeah.
So watch out. So, go and have fun. Tremendous value for your ticket when you go.
Bang for your buck is awesome.
Huge bang for your buck.
Whether you buy a day ticket or a pass, it's a good value regardless.
And on top of that, they have some pretty cool deals too, where you buy a shirt, a bandana, and a pin for like $16.99.
Oh yeah, they have the same thing for the peanut celebration.
It's an incredible deal. Like
Yeah.
they find any way to make good value for their customers, which I think is the best thing about Knott's as well. They do a really good job figuring out how to make things accessible for everybody.
Yeah.
Which I think is on top of, like, even above, talking about how cool Ghost Town Alive is, talking about how it's more relaxing. I think Knott's is just really accessible to every single person.
Yeah, I agree.
Extremely accessible, which makes me smile because you get to see all these different people come in from different walks of life.
Yeah.
From people who make a lot of money, people who don't make a lot of money, whatever it may be. And come in and have the same experience and have just as much fun.
And it's a place that you can bring your whole family without taking out a small bank loan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't have to put up your house
as
collateral to go
you
visit.
can bring your aunts and uncles, the grandparents who don't ride any rides. You can bring everybody. Everyone will have a great time.
Because there is something for everybody there.
Yeah.
And you could all join in on that story of Ghost Town, and you could put the bandana on your grandpa, and you put the pin on you, and buy yourself a cowboy hat.
Mustache on grandma.
Mustache on grandma. The walrus. That's a version of the mustache. It's like the big handlebar one.
The handlebar.
No, it actually goes down.
Yeah.
It goes down. It's a walrus. Yeah.
Yeah, like Jamie from Mythbusters.
Yes, like Jamie from Mythbusters. Yes, thank you. Dated reference, but yes.
Just to give people a visual example, that's the only one I could think of.
For the people who don't know what it is, they're just going to have to waste their time going on Google and saying, Jamie from Mythbusters.
Or they're going to Google the walrus mustache.
That too.
Either way, they're going to Google.
Probably.
And you know what? If they Google walrus mustache, Jamie from Mythbusters will be one of the pictures. I almost guarantee it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway, everybody, let's wrap this episode up. Thank you for coming along on our journey of Ghost Town Alive and talking about my experience there, and as well as like all the wonderful shows and my first experience on Hang Time.
Yeah.
So thank you for everybody for listening. If you haven't subscribed to us already and you just happen to be listening to us here, subscribe. We always have fun episodes. We have a lot of really cool episodes coming up and planned.
Yeah.
Things like that.
And I am not always a pessimistic introvert with spinach on her teeth.
You're not?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Just saying.
Just checking. I just wanted to double check real quick because I had a little doubt in my head for a hot second. Anyway. And if you haven't already, make sure you head over to iTunes and rate us. Give us a 5-star written review. We'll give you a shout out here on the show. And it's helpful to us because it raises us up in the standings and makes it easier for people to find us and enjoy us like you are right now.
And it just makes us smile.
Oh, of course it does.
Yeah.
Isn't that worth it, though?
Yeah.
It's like smile. You get us to smile. It's so nice.
Don't make it creepy.
I'll give you $5. Anyway, $1 a star. Someone's like, I gave you $100 million star review.
You can't do that.
I wrote you 100 million reviews and they're all 5 stars.
Then we'd say, cool. That's awesome.
And then I had to give him $100 million.
No, because we don't have that type of money.
Oh, we don't?
No.
I thought we were rich.
No.
Oh, we're not?
No.
Oh, never mind.
Very not rich.
Anyway, and then also you can find us on all social media platforms. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Periscope. All you have to do is search Theme Park Duo. And then you can email us.
At themeparkduo@gmail.com.
Yep. And once again, thank you so much for listening to this Knott's Berry Farm filled episode. And always remember, there's always a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. See ya!
Thanks for riding with the Theme Park Duo. Make sure to gather all your belongings before the end of the podcast. Bye-bye.